Hi, I'm Catrina Demonteverde with IdeateTV, and I have Elliot Kalan here, and he's the author of Horse Meets Dog. So how are you doing today?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good, thank you. Can you tell us more about this book?
Sure. Horse Meets Dog is a picture book for children loosely based on a true story in which a horse meets a dog. The horse assumes that the dog is a tiny baby horse. The dog assumes the horse is a very big dog, and they can't seem to agree on what animal they are, and they're just trying to convince the other one, like, no, we're horses. No, we're dogs. And it's based on a time when, I have a little boy, and we were looking at some horses, and a dog was looking at the horse as well, and he thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And I just started thinking about, I wonder what that dog is thinking about that horse. He probably thinks that's a really big dog.
Wow,
and
so that was your inspiration
yes,
for this
yeah.
book.
And it's just like a super silly book. There's something hidden in there about it being okay to be different from each other, but at the same time, it's really, the idea is just to be as silly as possible. So
Wonderful. So what inspired you to become an author?
that's a good question. I just always loved stories, and I always loved writing, and I always loved books. And from a very young age, I just felt the need to read and the need to write. And I'm never happier than when I'm either reading or writing. So it was like not even a choice. It was like something inside me just made the decision for me. You know.
That's wonderful. So do you ever get writer's block?
Oh yeah, very much so.
So what's your setting to get you through that?
The best thing for it is I will try to think through the problem as logically as I can. And if, like, okay, what do I need in this moment? What's the shape of what are the outlines of the thing that I need to put into the story or the joke that I need here? And if I can't figure that out, then I get up and do something else, and I let the back of my brain work on it for a while. And eventually I sit down again, and the back of my brain says to the front of my brain, like, I figured it out. Okay, here it is. I'm like, great, thank you. Thanks for doing that work for me. I appreciate it.
I love that. So do you have like a spirit animal or something that also inspires you when you're writing books, or is it just you in there that's like, oh, got it, thanks, okay?
It's mostly me, but there's a long time ago, my wife got me a little stuffed animal fox that I keep on my desk, and I kind of help the fox. The fox helps me remember to kind of think not the most immediate thought. Like the most immediate idea I have, the fox tells me, this is me, the fox does not really talk to me. This is me projecting onto it. It's like, I think like, oh, foxes are real crafty and tricky, so let me try to be a little trickier here. And what's the opposite of the idea that I have right now? Okay, now what's something that's in between those two poles? And so I guess it's that fox kind of helps me to break out of the thing I think every writer has, where the first idea we came up with, we're like, great, perfect. Yeah. I don't want to do any more work. That's what it is, and it helps me to think like, well, maybe there's a better idea in there. You know.
Got it. Yeah. So it forces you to challenge yourself even more, right?
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Wonderful. So how long did it take for you to go through the process of thinking of this idea and then publishing it for this book?
It took from first idea to when it finally came out was a couple years, really. Okay. It took a while just thinking the idea through to figure out how do these characters interact with each other. Then the actual writing of it didn't take an enormous amount of time, because it was just kind of pretending I was the horse, pretending I was the dog, and interacting with myself. But then the rest of it takes a while Tim Miller, the artist, is an amazing artist, but it took him a while to figure out how he wanted the characters to look. And then there's the process of editing and production and everything, and it takes a surprisingly long time for what seems to be a very simple book to come out. But it's all worth it. In the end, like to have like a real physical book to hold that came from a thought that you had, and to know that somewhere a parent is reading it out loud to their child, and the words are kind of existing in real space that way, it's a really beautiful feeling. Like, it's really magical. It's worth all the weight and the trouble.
Yeah, I definitely believe that 100%. So who do you relate more to in this book? Do you relate more to the horse, or do you relate more to the dog?
That's a good question. Probably the dog, because the dog is real excitable and talkative, and the horse is more of the horse is the one who's saying, okay, settle down. Here, okay, here's how, and the horse is a little bit more self-centered. So I'd like to think I have both the negative and the positive aspects of the dog more.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all your time, and thank you for sharing this wonderful book with us.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
Yeah, of course. I'm Catrina Demonteverde with IdeateTV.